Yun pong pag-address ng prosecution panel sa mga testigong sina Attorney Lopez and Bello ay parang patunay na hindi na pag-isipang mabuti ng prosecution ito bago sila ginawang testigo or natatakot lang ang prosecution panel na baka sa halip na makatulong ay makasama pa po sa kaso under Article 4 ng impeachment.
Actually, without giving too much information from the prosecutors here, it's actually the opposite. It's the opposite why we decided not to dispense with the testimony of Attorney Zulaika and Ms. Bello, precisely because we think it over and we have decided na pag-usapan talaga na yun talaga yung proper na way to move forward. Unang-una, we don't want to consume too much time of the court kasi kailangan ang mismong respondent also deserves expeditious trial. Pangalawa, gusto rin natin, again, binabalikan po natin ito, na gusto natin ang may latag na kaso or ang argument na pag-explain natin sa articles ng ating kaso ay mas maintindihan ng maayos ng ating mga taong bayan. Kung nailatag naman po yung dapat na rason kung bakit ipapatawag sana natin si Attorney Zulaika at si Captain Bello ng mga naunang testimonya ni Mr. Lotok ay para sa amin, it is proper and it is more convenient for the court to dispense with the presentation of Attorney Zulaika and Ms. Bello. So your question, hindi ba napag-usap? Actually, it's the opposite. Pinag-isipan ng mas maayos.
Can I also add something to that? Tulad doon na sabi namin dati, pagkatapos namin mag-upo ng testigo, lagi ho kaming sa team, we meet, nag-uusap, nag-analyze, nag-assess. Ano na ang mga importanteng bagay na natalakay na ng aming testigo? At ano pa ang mga ninanais naming talakayin gamit ng mga ibang testigo? At titignan namin kung ito ay na-cover na, natalakay na nung mga naupo namin, hindi na kailangang iupo pa sa witness stand yung mga iba. Sabi nga ni Kong Zian, naririnig ho namin ang panawagan ng mismong impeachment court ng mga kababayan natin na wag nating itong pahabain unnecessarily. And that is exactly what we're doing. Gusto din naman naming mapabilis ito as much as possible. Now, ano ba ang mga naging importanteng mga testimonya na binigay na sa atin ng dalawa nating witnesses? First, napakalinaw na doon sa naging testimonya ni Agent Calilong na authenticate na nung video kung saan ginawa yung pagbabanta sa buhay ng presidente. At alalahanin natin, during that first hearing, the first witness's testimony, mismong depensa na ang umamin sa katanungan ng mga senador na ginawa talaga itong threat na to. So, wala nang question dyan. Ginamit pa nila yung sariling video. Second, si Attorney Lotok, pinaliwanag niya, he emphasized that the detention was not the cause of the threats. It was not the cause why the Vice President had an agreement with an assassin to assassinate the President. Attorney Lotok pointed out that it was admitted by the Vice President during that November 23, if I'm mistaken, live interview, na sinabi niya doon, nung tinanong siya, sumagot siya, huwag kayong mag-alala, meron na akong kinausap. Meron na akong kinausap na tao. Sinabi ko, di ba, nabigay siyang instructions, patayin mo ang presidente, ang asawa niya, First Lady, Speaker of the House. At sinabi niya, pumayag na siya. Sinabi niya, oo. Okay. At nagbigay pa siya ng instructions paano gawin nito. Diba? Huwag mo silang titigilan. Huwag kang titigil hanggang di mo sila napatay. Napaka-importante ho niya. Dahil sinabi nga ni Attorney Lotok, ang pinapatunayan nito, nagkaroon na ng ganitong kasunduan na patay ng presidente bago pa nangyari ang detention. So, hindi ang detention ang reason kung bakit nangyari to. Pupunta ako ngayon. Bakit hindi na natin kailangan tawagin pa si Attorney Zulaika at si Captain Bello? Si Attorney Zulaika, Maalala natin, during cross-examination, pinalabas ng depensa yung portion ng video kung saan makikitang nandun din siya sa loob ng kwarto kasama ng Vice Presidente nung ginawa itong mga pananakot. Ano? So, initially, we wanted to present her as witness to help authenticate the document, no? The video. Pero, again, wala na hong issue dun sa authenticity dahil dun sa dalawa nating witnesses. Same as Captain Bello, no? She was supposed to testify, among others, yung circumstances surrounding this utterance. But, tulad nga ho, nung nasabi ko kanina, sinabi na nga ni Attorney Lotok, we don't need to dwell on that dahil malinaw naman, hindi ang detention ang reason kung bakit nagkaroon ng pananakot. Ang detention lang ay yun ang naging panahon kung kailan inanunsyo sa buong mundo na meron ng kasunduan na ipapatay ang presidente. So, because of those two clear testimonies of our first two witnesses, there's no more need to present Zuleika Lopez and Captain Bello.
If I may add, every day po after trial here, the whole prosecution team meets to discuss the witnesses for that day. Ginagawa po namin to araw-araw to see if there will be some change in the strategy, to see if we can limit the number of witnesses para po hindi mapagod ang ating senator judges, ang ating lawyers on both sides, at ating publiko na nanonood sa atin. So if we can limit the number of witnesses dahil po nasabi na ng ating mga witnesses ang kailangan nilang sabihin at ang gusto nating marinig, then we will limit the number of witnesses. And this is what we did. This is what we did. Siguro po, to add, it is the purpose for the presentation of Attorney Lopez was to indeed to authenticate. And it is not only because our first two witnesses, or the first witness authenticated the video, and our second witness explained the whole process of the investigation of the NBI that we are removing Attorney Lopez as a witness, but it is because the defense themselves used the video that we presented. In short, sila po mismo tanggap nila na authentic ang ating video. Tanggap nila na sinabi ng Vice Presidente ang mga statements niya. It is just a matter of defense kung ano yung represent nila, in relation to the words stated by the Vice President. Remember, nung nag-closing argument ang kanilang abogado, si Attorney Binluan, sinabi nga niya na, well, she said these statements because she was a mother, daughter, all of that. And she was responding to threats. But in essence, the defense, are admitting that she made the statements, and these statements are threats.
Idadagdag ko lang, Eden, practicality of the whole situation that we're in right now, moving forward to the next presentation of the witness. Kasi kung lahat naman po tayo nanonood ng impeachment trial ng ibang nakaraang araw na ito, minsan yung adjustment na ginagawa ng prosecution ay depende doon sa actual na development ng trial. Ibig sabihin, kung si Attorney Lotok, na-explain na nga po ni Attorney Jay at saka ni Kong Bell, na nasabi na niya ito. Nasabi na ni Attorney Lotok, so hindi na kailangan pa yung mismong tao na mag-testify na yes, nandoon ako. Kasi na-verify na yon from both the prosecution and the defense. So, I guess, again, ang decision ay minsan ay base po doon sa aktual na pangyayari sa trial. So, ang nangyari ng aktual na pangyayari at narinig natin kay Attorney Lotok ay nandoon nga si Attorney Zuleika Lopez, si Attorney Bello, ang i-testify naman ni Attorney Bello ay yung pagta-transfer from the house detention facility doon sa saan yung facility correctional, sa may Mandaluyong, and that would be her possible testimony. So Kumbaga, parang na-lay down na yon, na-accept na yon, at na-establish na yon as a fact. So there's no need to, again, call on these two individuals in order for the public to know and determine na nandun nga sila sa facility na. It would be redundant and also for the practicality of time para to make use effectively the time that we are allotted by the court in so far as presentation of the Article 4 is concerned.